Now, I've been doing this whole YouTube thing for more than 6 years now, and I can't say I'm the best at it, but I would say that I'm decent at it. And usually, I am quite capable of making fun, especially of stuff that's woke. But now they have gotten to a level that now they have managed to reach a new level of existence where even I don't know what I can possibly say in order to make this more funny. So look at this. Again, this is from an actual video game. They actually want you to spend money on it.
Fella you're with, the black kid? Dresses like a writer? Does he know anything?
You are racist.
Fella you're with.
Alright, like, I don't know if there is a single comedian in existence that can make fun of that because it's already funny. Now, I looked at this game, I saw the art style, and it had so many red flags, and I even did a video to explain why a customer would stay away from that game as if it's radioactive. That there is no way that anyone would purchase it with that art box alone. But then I found out that there are fellow content creators that actually put themselves through and played the game. And the level of suffering that they must have endured is beyond the pale. I think, like, you know, the United Nations should classify this as a human form of torture, like getting people to play Dustborn. It's unbelievable, but they did it. So let's look at one of the songs, right? Because, again, I thought it was bad. I just didn't know how bad it was. And you just by looking at this image, I see what either appears to be a 45-year-old woman or a man that fought in Vietnam and had a groin injury and they did his testicles amputated, so now he is suffering from testosterone deficiency and looks like this. But again, the art style just doesn't do it justice. Like, you need to actually play the game in order to understand the fifth dimension of cringe that we're situated at.
We're the aliens. We're the refugees. We walk among you. We're right behind you.
Like, again, the game is political, right? Like, it's supposed to make you love refugees. It's supposed to make you love knowing that after a hard day at work, your money is taken away by the government and given to other people, right? So instead of, like, giving that money to your family, instead of giving that money to your son, no, the government knows how to spend it better. And this game is designed to make you love that shit. Like, the walk towards the IRS should be the most joyful walk in your life. But the people making this propaganda are so shit at it as well. Like, why do they make it so ominous, right? So, like, we are the refugees. We walk among you. We're right behind you. Like, that's creepy stalker behavior. What are you trying to accomplish with this song? The only way that this song would work is like in a movie with Interview with a Vampire, and you're, you know, like having the vampire queen saying it's like, we're walking amongst you, we're right behind you. You don't know, your neighbor could be a vampire. You know, like, that would fit because it's a horror movie, right? But this isn't. Like, you're actually trying to achieve the opposite result. So your lyrics, besides the fact that the song is cringe and everything is cringe, the lyrics themselves are awful. And the characters, like, you have the potential to hire any artist you want. Why wouldn't you make the refugees be beautiful and gorgeous? Because I guarantee to you, you know, like, if there was an army of succubies at the border, all of the men would be like, let them in. Jokes aside, this actually happened in the United Kingdom during the Ukrainian refugee crisis, where a lot of very beautiful, very gorgeous Ukrainian women wanted to seek shelter in the UK. So a lot of men opened their borders to allow these women in. And all of the Karens, and all of the feminists, and all of the usual refugees are welcome here brigade were like, oh, no, close the border, no, the men will just take advantage of these ladies. No. Because it makes sense, right? Like, when the refugees are like these very beautiful African men, muscular, fit, right? The women are looking at their fellow countrymen and they're seeing like these fat slobs that are weak, complacent, very tolerant. And meanwhile, we have like this masculinity oozing over the border. Then all the women are like, oh, refugees, welcome here. If the roles were reversed, if you had like these succubies with big fat tits coming over, all the men would be, refugees are welcome here, right? Because like if you want to do propaganda, make them as beautiful as you can. Like make your fictional characters be as gorgeous as humanly imaginable, and then the people that play the game may actually be swayed into voting Democrat. But anyway, right, no one is playing this game, right? It doesn't matter the propaganda that they did. No one is touching the game. Like, there's like 50 or 60 people that are playing right now. So the question is, like, why the shovelware? Right? Like why is this happening? Why do we have so many types of video games that are made? And you see, like, a lot of people on the forums and on Reddit defending these video games, but they're not playing them. There's more people defending the video game than there are concurrent people on Steam. So what I found out, and this is from asking various sources, is that the government has funded this project. I don't really know if it's the Norwegian government or if it's the European Union, but there are government grants which are designed to promote culture. And some of them go to movies, some of them go to TV shows, others go to video games. And part of the grant is to actually make the video game woke. Like, in order to benefit from the grant, you actually do need to have, like, various characters and to promote social justice messages and all that shit, right? So, you have from the private sector the ESG bullshit, so you can get, like, cheap loans from that and investor money with that, and then you can get from governments themselves, you get grants and tax write-offs and all of that. So, this is a Uwe Boll situation. Now, for those of you who are too young to remember, Uwe Boll was this German filmmaker, and he would take very popular video game franchises like Blood Rain, Dungeons and Dragons, Alone in the Dark, and then he would make movie adaptations of them. But like the movie adaptations were incredibly low effort, and they were catering to the wider market at the time, which was like big explosions, lots of gun battles with bullet time. So like nothing that the original game had, right? Like Alone in the Dark, for instance, is a video game that's a survival horror, very slow, methodical. You're alone in the fucking dark. It's in the title, right? So when Uwe Boll makes it, oh, now there's miniguns and there's car chases and there's bullet times, right? So like a lot of people were pissed off, and most of the Uwe Boll movies were failing dramatically. But the reason he kept making them is because the German government was giving him money, right? Like, he was getting grants and tax write-offs and all of that shit. So, like, from his point of view, even if no one wanted to see the movie, even if no one got to see it, he would still make cash. And it's the same thing with this shovelware. Like, the people making it are not gamers. Like the fake geek girl thing was pissing them off because it was so accurate. Now, eventually it got turned into tourist, which means probably the same thing. But, like, yeah, like, these people are not interested in video gaming. They are interested in getting money from the government, so they have to pretend that they care about video games. And they create a studio, and then, you know, they're pitching together something that passes for a video game. But they're making millions of dollars, and they do not give a shit if no one likes it. They generally don't care. Like, they don't have any passion. They don't want to create an immersive universe. They don't want to create memorable characters. They don't want people to actually like the game. They're just making it for the sake of making it, so that they get a cheap buck. And the problem is the government, right? It's literally that. You can't just grill if the government is directly involved in grilling. Like, they want to regulate grilling. They want to deal, they want to talk with the grill making industry, like the meat industry, to make sure that you have bugs in it, and to make sure that the grills are smart grills. And you can't grill on Thanksgiving unless the new update has been patched through. I'm not kidding. Like, that's an actual thing. There are smart grills. And during the last Thanksgiving, a lot of them refused to work because people were in a place without an internet connection and they didn't have the latest patch, right? So, like, the grill couldn't spy on you. It's insane, right? But, like, apply that to video games and it's literally the same thing. It's like the government is directly involved now into making culture, and the culture has to be made based on who the ruling class is, who the mainstream political party is, and it has to promote its messages. So if the party is for immigration, for diversity, for inclusion, for equity, that's the message you're going to get in video games. And because it's from taxpayer money, it's completely disconnected from the private market, so they don't care if it actually sells or not. So let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.